What is going down, everyone? It's time for another episode of Mojobreak.com's The Hype, and we got the World Cup around the corner. We're going to talk some stickers today. We've got the finals for NBA. We've got the Stanley Cup finals for NHL. But first off, I wanted to remind you guys that we just made our eBay Live debut, and we're live there 7 days a week. We're doing a lot of hockey, so a perfect time with the Stanley Cup finals, and what a great series that's been, to go on over and get into some brand new products, including Upper Deck Extended Series hockey, where you can chase the debut patch. We've been doing a lot of dollar auctions on products like 23-24 Ingrained to chase Berdard, and the Pokemon gang, the Mojobreak Gaming, doing One Piece, Pokemon, Lorcana, lots of stuff, all on eBay Live. For this week, we're offering free shipping on any breaks or rip-sealed purchases of personal boxes or packs. So head on over to eBay Live and tell them that Doug and the crew at The Hype sent you, and we'll take care of you over there on eBay Live. But I was really excited. My kids found this toy, and I think it might have been the greatest toy that's ever been invented. I have yet to see it. They were at the store, and I left for here, and they showed me this thing. And I don't know if this thing is going to go viral, but I think it's just such a great idea for music lovers. I know us three here are all music lovers, but the Mini Brands vinyl. I mean, getting the kids involved in collecting some vinyl. It's playable. I don't know if you have a video to show Dan, because I don't think Dan's acting like he's seen the post I put on there. Maybe he didn't. So you gotta check this out.
Here, I can show you. My
little one's got like a little vinyl player I don't think it's probably what we're going to be looking at right now.
No, here I've got their website here right now, so you can take a look. Here we go. There it is. That's what they look like. Little mini record players.
Oh,
and you put
is that a real size hand?
That's a real sized hand, and those are tiny little vinyls.
It's a record for ants.
But we've been talking about trying to get music involved in the hobby, and I think this is obviously more aimed at kids, but I think they had parents in mind with some of the selections. It does really play that one song. The mini vinyl itself has a sleeve,
it's a
has
single.
the art.
It only has one song on it?
It only has one song on it.
One song on each side?
I would imagine.
Haven't tested it out yet, but
we need to grab one and test it. Yeah.
Well, I have one at my house.
Is that Neil Diamond?
That is a Neil. Yeah, that is one of the ones they featured there. It'll go back to it. Neil Diamond.
No kid is like, I really want to get the Neil Diamond record. And no, it is what I mean.
Look. They just had that new Neil Diamond movie out. That wasn't really a Neil Diamond movie.
Want to get the Sabrina Carpenter single.
Well, they have Smash Mouth, Walking on the Sun. That's one of them.
Well, San Jose, great.
The selection was like very obviously going back to with things that actually were on vinyl. That were originally pressed on vinyl, and then stuff from today. Like I think you see like a Bruno Mars.
Smash Mouth wasn't on vinyl.
Well, no, they weren't. There's a lot of 70s
That was in the
there.
heyday of CDs.
That was. Now, this is the other thing is it's also made me realize vinyl is the only sort of, I don't want to call it extinct because it's not. There's kind of been a resurgence of collecting vinyl.
Kind of. It's
back.
It's pop.
It's fine.
I would say it basically the way people digest music now. I would say MP3, vinyl.
I think though there's still
don't
I don't want to poo-poo it.
CD.
No. I'm not saying CDs.
No, popping a CD.
No, CDs are gone. Vinyl is the one that.
I guess maybe you could say MP3 video, like YouTube.
I would say yes, absolutely. I think there's still digital is still dominant, but there's an audience for it. Just like there's an audience for
But I would say as far as a non-digital.
Yes, it's the preferred non-digital.
Preferred non-digital.
It's the preferred physical form.
Even though is CD digital?
Yeah, but it's physical. It's a physical. I mean, seriously, yeah, it's like physical media. So I think it's the preferred physical media for music. There's still an audience for it. It's not going to be the number one, but there's still the fact that it's still around and it's alive. And cassettes are gone, CDs are gone.
Cassettes are coming back.
Cassettes
are coming back, but cassettes are not like. I don't know. Like, you don't hold a cassette and go, wow, this really feels like something.
So, like, with series, I mean, to kind of, like, bring the collectability out of this, there's 53 different vinyl covers that play songs. 10 rare, 12 uncommon, 31 common, and 45 of the really works class, whatever that means. So, maybe some of them don't actually play the song.
Well, these aren't blind wrapped, are they?
Yes. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
they're blind.
They're blind
boxes.
wrapped.
Yeah.
No. So you could open it up and you don't know who you're going to
Correct.
Yeah, little Sally once said Sabrina Carpenter, but like, sorry,
You got Neil Diamond.
you're getting Neil Diamond.
I mean, we're looking
you're
at
getting schooled.
some of
There
the-
ain't nothing more crushing for a child to basically go, I'm going to get Jonas Brothers, but instead I get Neil Diamond.
But I would like to think that they're getting educated on some of the greats of the past. I mean, there's one of the rare ones is "Good Vibration" by the Beachy Boys.
The Beachy Boys?
The Beachy Boys. Sorry, I'm looking at Beastie Boys too. Beach Boys.
Heck of a tribute
Beachy
band.
Boys.
That would be a
Heck of
yeah.
a tribute band.
They play
name for the
Beastie
Beach
We
Boys
play
and
Beach Boys songs in the style of the Beastie Boys.
That would be awesome.
Well, I think we just
good vibration.
Yeah, exactly.
we just unlocked a cheat code right there. That is so yeah, when's the band getting together?
we need to do
All right,
that.
we're gonna stop
Could
this
you
podcast.
imagine like some kind of like Beach Boy harmonies with like the Beastie Boys,
With
like
Beastie
kind of
Boys
hip hop elements? Ooh,
Beautiful.
there we go.
Every Breath You Take by Sting, Roar, Katy Perry, even Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar
Wow.
is on there. So
that's
I mean,
a harder one to get.
that's a rare one.
That's cool.
ABC Jackson 5. You have Kiss, Rock and Roll All Night. You have All Star Smash Mouth. You have Man, I Feel Like a Woman, Shania Twain. You have Super Freak by Rick James.
Okay.
You have California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas. Born to Be Wild, Steppenwolf. I mean, I was in awe of this product. And the vinyl actually has little sleeves too. It has the paper sleeve on the inside for the kids to take it out. It's pretty awesome. I'm sorry. I would buy it.
I know.
it's
I know
fun.
you said the kid. I'm into it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to go buy
it's
some.
It's not about the kids.
There was a part of me, my wife was in front of the
It's about
display.
the 40. It's about the 40 something.
Yeah.
My wife was in front of the display, and I was like, "You should buy all of them." Like I was thinking in my head, but she only bought a few of them.
So how much is a blind wrapped album?
To get the vinyl record, I think the vinyl player because it plays the songs is I believe it's $20, and it comes with the Bruno Mars song, and then I think it's a 2-pack is $19.99. I believe. I'm trying to figure this out, but. I think that what they bought has 5. There's 5 of them in there. There's 5 vinyls in
So it's like a
in the
deluxe
thing.
pack or something.
Yeah, so that's how but that doesn't come with the record player. It's just in a little ball. Some of you parents that have kids understand like the mini brands. You can get like the little Colgates or the little Cheez-Its, and it's just obviously they're not real Cheez-Its, but it's meant to like be collectible. And the vinyl, and then you can get like different vinyl cabinets that are rare. You can get like different speaker cabinets with it that are all blind wrapped as
Man,
well.
I loved having
They come with record crates, like that you can put your set in a little mini record crate.
That was my dad's pride and joy was our vinyl cabinet with the wood speakers and record player, and then also had the cassette and an 8-track player there.
8-track player.
I had the whole deluxe set.
I mean, I do got
surround
say,
sound in the living room.
8-track is underrated. 8-tracks are underrated.
Better sound quality than the cassette.
There's something about I don't know why 8-tracks did not take off.
So you get so when you buy the record player is a certain price, but then you just buy these to fill your vinyl. Looks like you get 4 and a new accessory.
What are these sound cabinets?
Man, there's all kinds of different ones. There's a lot going on.
Is there any actual brands like you get like a Techniques or is it Bowers and Wilkins?
I don't think so. I think they've really went hard on the licensing from the musicians.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily the product, like the thing that plays it. But
So I'm into it.
I just realized this is the same mini brands that did, because I know this was very popular a couple of years ago around Christmas time. They had like the stores, the mini brand stores. There was
Yes.
a Disney store one that was really popular. I remember with kids. There's like a Target one, I think, too. So the same mini brands. Also, I said this in the chat right when I saw it. I'm like, I know I've seen this before. There was a thing in the 90s called Hit Clips, and it was a tiny little speaker from Tiger Electronics. I don't even know if Tiger Electronics is around, but they were a force.
No, but they
in
did
the 90s.
they did the talkback.
Yes.
Remember
I remember the talk. I had a talk
was
back.
Was it in Home Alone?
Yes, I think so. I wanted to talk
the
back
Hit
so
Clips
bad.
is
I
a
think I
digital
had it.
audio player created by Tiger Electronics that plays low fidelity mono 1-minute clips of usually teen pop hits.
It was like, I loved it, but yeah, it was like 1 minute of a song. Versus this is playing the whole song, I'm guessing.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't
so it's
know.
the same thing.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have to test it when I get home.
Yeah.
Apparently, the speaker's pretty loud for a small player.
Okay.
My kid said.
Is it powered by a battery.
I'm assuming. Yeah. Maybe USB charger.
By the way,
maybe USB charger. Yeah, if it's like a 9-volt battery, you can only get. Actually, they have amplifiers that run on 9-volt batteries. So
if you would like a hit clips with 6 music clips right now on eBay, $100. These were like $10.
Wow.
Even with the 6-pack, these were cheap. $100 if you
What's
hung
that
on
red
to it.
thing?
That is the little boom box it came with. So you could have. So this one has.
those look like little like mini discs.
So this is what it is. They have the one that came with the headphones, but this is the one I remember is the boom box, that red one, and that was the little mini one you put it in and it would play for everybody. Oh, you got Baja. This one's got Baja Men.
Oh, are those all
who let
connected
the
to each other?
dogs out?
Backstreet Boys, Larger Than Life,
Faith
and
Hill?
The Call.
Is that the black? Is that like the player? That
Yeah, that's the little like personal one. Yeah, it's got a head. It's got one little ear, literally only big enough for one earbud.
Oh, so
is
you
how
truly-
small this thing
so
was.
you truly do get mono.
Yeah, it's true mono.
Wow.
Exactly.
This is brought to you by Mini Brands today, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mini Brands, for
Mini Brands kind of carrying the torch of Tiger Electronics. You also had there was all those little mini electronics back in the 90s. So it's just coming back. It's back.
Yeah, I mean, and to swing it back into cards, I remember I think it was because I still have a picture. 7th or 8th birthday, I got the Talkin' Baseball, which was and I'm totally aging myself because I think this is like around 89, 90-ish because I think it was 90 tops. I remember you get these oversized cards, you put them in this player and it talks about either like Don Mattingly or Nolan Ryan, tells you a little bit snippets of some of his plays from some of the radio broadcasters, or it'll tell you a story, if I remember correctly, about the player himself. And I remember I had Hank Aaron. You'd buy these packs, you'd put it in there, and it would play.
I think I might have found it. Is this the one we're talking about right here?
No.
Okay, a little different.
Talkin' Baseball.
Handheld game. This is another game. Okay, I have to find it.
I think it's called Talkin' Baseball, and it's a big blue thing. I'm gonna look on eBay now too. We're getting a little off topic, but it's
starting line. Is it starting lineup Talking Baseball? Yep,
yes.
I see it right there.
No. Sports Talk. It's called Sports Talk.
Sports Talk.
1989 MLB Topps Baseball Sports Talk player. If you search,
You got the right year.
if you search on eBay, you can find one on the front page.
Let's see some of these players that they were highlighting.
Yeah, there it is right there. 1989. I've got it here. Oh yeah. This is cool. I don't think I've ever seen one of these. I know we've talked about it before, but I don't think I've ever seen one. Yeah, there it is right there.
Oh, and you put the card in there.
And you put the card in there,
and it's a speaker.
I love how one of the
could
example cards.
How would it know that it was a Don Mattingly card?
Because there's some kind of encryption on the back. That
I think
tells the
there's
player what to play.
Yeah, there's specifically cards because there's like a Hank Aaron in there, but that looks like it's specifically
so
made.
it would have to be it's specific.
Yes.
So you wouldn't be able to put any card in there.
No, these are way oversized.
No.
These are like not even the card size regular. They're like big.
$124 for this thing. I can imagine. Yeah, again, that was not the price.
I think it.
And there's a little, looks like a checklist. You can collect the whole Premier Series.
Nice.
And I don't think there was a second series, to be honest. I think that was it. I remember getting it on my birthday, and it was cool for like a week, and but just shows you I was collecting cards when I was 7. Now you can really put my age together. So I was 7 collecting these things, and I thought it was pretty cool. So actually, if you look at it right here, they're actually like kind of encased. So I think that's how it digital ties is the.
But they are based on the Topps design. They're Topps cards.
1989 design.
Yep. I like that.
So another thing that kids are doing these days, they're coming in the shop for the World Cup stickers, and we're just a few days away from opening ceremonies, the first couple games of the World Cup that goes from June 11th all the way to July 19th. It's going to end at Fanatics Fest. Well, not at Fanatics Fest specifically, but
play there.
Just right down the street is going to be the championship final while Fanatics Fest is going on. And these stickers, they are being highly collected this year. I've seen more buzz on the stickers this year. We're selling them in shops, so if you're in the Bay Area, come on down. We've got the 25 count quantities, and now we have the hardcovers. We have single packs, and we ran out of the 50, but we're getting those back in here shortly.
Got them on order.
And the Panini truck is going to be here on June 16th as well. I just feel like maybe I haven't noticed this in prior World Cup years. There is so much media and advertising. Like, they're knocking this thing out of the park. Like, I was on YouTube TV and made me like bookmark my favorite countries. I was in Safeway over here, and they're everything branded World Cup, from the chips to like cereal to like different sodas and stuff. You go into a toy store and they have all the toys and there's mini figures of like Ronaldo and all this other stuff. I just bought a Lego Ronaldo set. Like, it's just like the mass amount of like awareness for the World Cup this year is absolutely crazy, which leads me to this question, because we know Fanatics is taking over the World Cup license in 2031, which means we have only one more World Cup session in 2030, another tournament under the Panini brand. Do you think that Panini legacy customers, it's been in there, and I'm talking more about overseas, like Spain, Europe, Brazil, all these countries, it is like Christmas to build their World Cup sticker books. When Topps takes over, are they going to have the same buzz?
I think they will.
I think they will too.
because it's what's available, frankly.
I think initially, I think it's human nature to not love change. So you're probably going to hear a little bit of pushback, but at the end of the day, what Cody is saying, if you want to build the sticker book, it's going to be your only option. So you're probably going to adapt to it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's, adapt or die, essentially.
My thing is that, like, we see how popular the World Cup sticker book is. Now, Panini comes out with a sticker book for every single sport, and you don't even get close to the popularity.
No.
Like, how do we get a little bit of that popularity into the baseball sticker books or the football sticker books?
In my opinion,
The hockey I think actually doesn't Topps do the hockey sticker
Topps does
book?
hockey stickers, yeah.
because of, I think all of those really gained, all those other sports really gained prominence from a trading card aspect, whereas soccer gained popularity from a sticker aspect.
But the thing, and I'm going to age myself as well. Like, I remember being a kid and Panini had baseball sticker books.
Yes.
And I remember it might have been 88, something like that.
It was around the famous Battle of the Bay, I think, in '89 that it was really prominent for baseball.
Or it might have been 87 book, because I think it was, I remember flipping through it and it had the Giants and Cardinals playing in the NLCS. So it was 87.
Okay.
But I remember you would go to the grocery store, they would have the book, and then underneath the book, they had the individual packs. And every time I went there, I always got a couple packs of stickers to basically put in my sticker book.
Yep. Me too.
But that seemed like they still make the same type of sticker books, same type of stickers, but where's the popularity?
I think '89 came into play, and the junk wax era kind of washed all of that away, and it never gained back prominence. Whereas cards did, but stickers for the other sports didn't. And I don't know. Maybe it's bad marketing. Maybe it's just, I don't know what it is. That's a good question. What are your thoughts, Cody, on that one?
I think, honestly, it's as simple as you said it. Like, soccer, like the legacy of soccer collecting is international first. It's always going to be international. I think that's the other thing, is all these other sports you just mentioned.
So international consumers enjoy stickers more
I don't
than
even know if
domestic?
it's that.
Maybe it's price point too.
I think there's price point that's at play, and
Or
there's,
domestically, we just do a really bad job of marketing the sticker
I
books.
think there's that.
Good.
I think there's all of the domestic sports have a bigger legacy of trading cards over stickers, where they were kind of playing catch up with stickers. I think it's really as simple as that. It's just like stickers came first. It's the most popular sport in the world. It's a cheaper price point for a wider audience to get involved in it. And then you have this, and also the scarcity in a way of, like, you're only getting this every 4 years. It's truly an event.
True.
these
Yeah. When
sticker
you're going
books
to pick
come
out which year to collect, are you going to collect
Right.
baseball every single year?
Exactly. Yeah. That's
I think
the
that
other
probably
big
has
difference.
something to do with it. I also believe that, like, it just seems like in Europe, it's just been ingrained into the culture.
Yes.
Yep.
But you're probably talking about back in the day, maybe you can fact check this. When was the first Panini World Cup sticker book made? Like,
I
when was it
believe
distributed?
1950.
No, it was like 70s, wasn't
It's
it?
19.
Well, I said 19.
Yeah.
I believe it's 1970 because they keep saying that once the 2031, it'll end a 60-year.
1971, 1968.
When the next one will be the 60th anniversary of Panini doing sticker books for the World Cup.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 1970 will be is when it was.
So I can imagine, you're in, especially overseas where money rate's a little bit different. You could probably, these people are probably buying these packs of stickers for like a couple cents. You know what I mean? And they were enjoying this tradition for not a lot of money, but it costs so less for them to make stickers than it does cards that they can. Their cost is very low. So there was probably a lot more widely accepted as like, it's just like a pack of gum. Kids were going in and buying a pack of gum and they're buying some stickers. It was just like the same price. It's like, now it's like, all right, I want a pack of cards. I'm paying that, $10, $19.99, all this other. It's just not as accessible.
$3,200.
And I wonder too,
you're a $5,000 definitive box.
and like how available it is too. And I know we've got some. I see the stats and of where people listen. I see some European listeners. So if there's anyone out there who grew up with this, like I would imagine maybe these are more readily available in more shops, whereas you do have to go to a lot of hobby shops or maybe a sporting goods store to seek out baseball cards, basketball cards.
That's actually a good point. Like in Europe, maybe the stickers are readily available at
like the grocery
every store.
Yeah.
Like every convenience store, every grocery store, every like pharmacy, everything. Like they're always like here. I mean, we do have like pharmacies that have them. We have like Target and Walmart.
The fact that the whole Coca-Cola partnership, the fact that you get Coke products this summer and you get exclusive stickers if you really want to finish out your sticker book. So you do actually have to seek out places that are more that are non-traditional places you would buy sports cards and collectibles.
Well, you're putting the sticker book together, Doug. How do you feel about the inclusion of having to buy a Coca-Cola product to finish your sticker?
Yeah, I mean, obviously this is my first year I've been involved with it, and I'm like, you need 980 stickers. That includes the I think 10 Coca-Cola ones. I have 4 of those currently. Yeah, I mean, it does kind of. If you're a set purist, I'm sure people are like, this sucks because I don't want to have to buy something other than what I'm buying normally. So I'm sure set purists are like kind of up in the air about it. But there's we're going to see in some slides here shortly. So me personally, I've been buying the 25 count and the 50 count. And I would say probably every other pack I'm getting a blue parallel, which is essentially in card terms is like a refractor. It's not numbered. None of these are numbered except for the 101. I refuse personally to put the blue ones in. So I'm putting those all to the side because I want all mine to be uniform. I want all of them to be the white parallel.
So you don't want the parallels.
I don't want to stick them in there. I don't want to stick them in my book because I want them the same color.
And try to trade the parallels?
Maybe. I mean, there is a trade night on June 11th, but like I've also talked to other sticker people and they're like, oh no, I put them in there. Because then there's the red parallel, which you get like 1 in every 50 packs. And then there's obviously the 1 of 1. And we can start this debate right now. I think it's perfect timing, Cody. There's a big group of soccer collectors, and because there's kids involved, we're seeing this on the internet. That one down there below is a 1 of 1 that's stuck on itself in the the Argentina side. And I believe that is which player is that? It's a good one. It's one of the up and coming stars for Argentina. So that basically there is no more value in that 101 now because it is stuck in the book. There's also on the other side there is another one.
You can sell a whole book.
That does happen, but people like to get these things graded with the back still on it. So now essentially there's no back on this now because it's been stuck to the book. And the other one's on top of it now on that one. So it brings up a debate of, do you put the 101 in there? Do you sell the 101? What do you do if you pull a 101? I know they're rare. There's 980 subjects. There's only one 101 of every one, but they're somewhat rare. And I think we've seen Ronaldo's and Messi's go for 50 to 100K. Cody, do we have any data on that?
I'll double check on those ones. Yeah, on the stickers.
So there is that crazy high ceiling in this set, but there still is people that organically put the sticker books together. So it's a very interesting element from a hobby perspective.
I mean, I'm with you, and I'm not putting it. Maybe I should put one together, but I'm not putting one together. But I would want mine to be uniformed. I wouldn't put any of the parallels in there. But what would I do with the parallels?
I just have them in one of the empty boxes and then just keep stacking.
That's my thing. Is I'm like, why? What? I should just put them in the book. not just put them in a box.
I mean, it depends on the parallel, obviously, because here's the 1-of-1 Messi. I just found this on Card Ladder. 1-of-1 Messi from the 2022 Qatar World Cup. It's a PSA 8 on the 1-of-1, but who cares? It's a 1-of-1. About $140K, $139,200.
That's what I'm saying.
For that for that sticker.
Probably wouldn't put it in my
A few other ones. There's a 2004 sticker.
Probably his first one.
His first one, $120,000 for a PSA 10, and I would imagine the pop count may be a little higher on that one too, and it doesn't matter. That's from 2022, so a 2025 sale, $90,000 still pretty impressive for a sticker.
It is, and it's an interesting element that we don't experience in sports cards because the population count is kind of devalued in a sense because people are sticking them in the books, right? So then it's like, I don't think somebody that collects Messi is going to want to buy a whole book just for a Messi parallel and then have to flip through and find it every time. They want it in a slab in their collection of Messi cards and Messi stickers that they have. Same thing with Ronaldo. You've got Lamine Yamal this year. You have Kylian Mbappe. You have, all these stars that are playing in the World Cup are in this book, like 980 different stickers to collect with 980 1-of-1s, 980 blues. There's also the gold set that I don't know how you get. I think other countries have different colors of these stickers too, because I've seen like a light blue one as the base. So there's a lot of different elements, and Panini's like literally made all their money on stickers.
980 subjects.
Yeah. There's 20 from each team. There's 48
is there,
teams.
So every single player.
Yes. That is on
every
the World
single
Cup
player
roster.
that's on the roster gets a sticker.
Yep.
Well, they do their best because the cuts just happened. They had to promote.
Yeah.
They had to, this has been in the works for 3 months, or they probably cut the roster down like 4 or 5 months ago to up this production.
Yeah.
So I think there's like for USA, there's a guy named like Diego Nunez. I don't think he made the roster, but he has a sticker in there.
Right.
So
yeah, there's going to be a few
it's
guys
not
like
perfect.
that. Injury replacements, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Also, grading stickers got to be a tough task because I'm looking. Obviously, we just said that PSA 8 Messi. This is the 1-of-1 Ronaldo from the 22 World Cup. PSA 6 on it. It's still sold for $78K. Again, doesn't matter. I don't know what a PSA 10 does to that. It's still the 1-of-1. And I know you just were on SCN with Jesse doing the 1-of-1 debate of grading 1-of-1s and all that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that really does, but it's also maybe a dangerous thing to do or a risky thing to do, grading your stickers, because they got to be pretty tough, much tougher to grade than your traditional trading card.
And I agree there's two sides to that, though. These things are really flimsy, too. So do you really want these? I mean, I have an extra Messi base that's probably only worth like $5, but I put it in a top loader because I'm just like, that's not in my book. So I had two Messis. That's the only star I got 2 of, but I have that in a top loader. So it's like, because it's like I said, this is like just a bendable piece of paper, and you don't want, like, the worst thing if you're keeping it is you want it to peel, right? So you don't want that to happen. I also went this whole way putting these stickers in the book without really, like, there's people that would learn how to fold it right and put it in so it's straight, and I was just literally eyeballing it the whole time.
Yeah.
So I'm not like my book is not like, perfectly straight all the time. I did my best, but I saw the video after of like, oh, this is how you put it in straight. And
I
like,
wonder, maybe you can find this on eBay. I wonder if people complete the whole book and then sell it on eBay.
They do. That was already available last week when I was looking. So you can look
like for this one.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, World Cup.
put in the work.
You could probably look it up, Cody. Some of them even done it with the gold sticker book complete. This is the most we've talked about stickers in the history of this podcast.
I would
by the
say,
way.
Look, this is a new. I think it speaks to one that the World Cup's here in the U.S. for the first time in how many years?
1994.
94. So in 32 years, right? Yeah, 32 years that we've had the Men's World Cup here. It's been a long time. There's a lot of renewed interest. And I think, too, the fact that this is the second to last Panini version, there's a legacy here where I think people are realizing it's all the things we've said about other Panini products. Well, this is the last Prism. This is the last this, is the last that. And there should be that extra juice for it. Now, this isn't the last one, but certainly it's also the last with Messi and Ronaldo potentially.
Yep.
There's a lot of factors I think
you got to
at play here.
figure that they're not going to play another World Cup.
No, I think is Ronaldo 41?
He's either up there or he's close.
Messi's got to be close to this.
Yes, he's 40.
Right?
He's 41.
Messi like 39.
Yeah, Messi also pretty close. I think a little younger, but yes, I believe he is 38. Yeah.
38.
He actually will be 39 in the middle of the tournament. Actually, in a week from now, about 2 weeks from now. Yeah, I just looked it up. The recent sale. This is on June 9th of a complete set, $350 for a complete set, just the base, but it's the complete set.
There is some people asking. Well, there's a Mexico version
in the book.
I believe it's in the
already stuck in the book.
Might not be actually stuck in the book. The one I'm looking like.
There is one with not a hardcover that they actually gave you all the stickers unpasted, $980.
Oh,
but what's the fun in that? I mean, that is probably that's probably a lot cheaper of a way to do it because you figure. Retail on 25 counts 50, and retail on a 50 count is 100. $900. You're probably not going to be able to buy all the sets that fill your book and get no dupes because I'm getting like 50% dupes. So if I buy 100 stickers, especially now it's even worse that I have 600 in there.
But you get 7 stickers per pack, right?
7 stickers per pack. So you're getting in the 25 pack was just so quick.
350.
So what's 140, 175 in that, and then 350 in the 50.
In the
yeah. I'm looking to
so
get
350.
Another.
So theoretically, if you buy five or 6 50 count boxes, you should be able to complete your set.
You
right?
should, but you're just getting dupes. I have some guys I have 5 or 6 of the same player, and then I have ones that I haven't gotten.
Well, there's no better time than to
go to the
fix
trade
your
event.
Dilemma.
Yeah,
and to come down here at Mojobreak shop and enjoy this Panini sticker trade event.
It's gonna be. I'm very excited to see the turnout.
I
We've
actually
been getting
think
good reaction.
I know this sounds crazy. I think it's gonna be our biggest event yet.
And Team Mexico plays to kick off the tournament
because
while we're
of
here
the
at
situation that Doug is actually talking about.
Yeah.
I don't think Doug having a bunch of dupes is isolated to Doug. I don't think you have bad luck. I think that's just the nature of opening up this product.
it is. Yeah.
So there is going to be a lot of people that are very similar to Doug who are going to be coming in here to trade their dupes to try to build their set.
And this is just something that the barrier of entry, you could come in here and buy just one single pack. I think we're selling them for $1.99. So, kids, mowing some lawns, you can come in here and try to build more onto his book, and trade at the same time. So and it's summer, right? I mean, my kids are struggling for stuff to do every day. And then summer just started, like literally just started yesterday. And we're bored. We're bored. We're bored already.
I'm interested to see if there's going to be like a 3-for-1 trade, a 4-for-1 trade,
Could be.
a 5-for-1 trade.
Could be.
What value do you put on a star player?
It's cool to see. And, I obviously know that we're like breakers first and it's all about the big hit. But like, this is kind of the sticker book is like taking it back to the essence of collecting. The building of the sets. Like that's how I started in 87 was getting my whole set of Topps together. And then in 88, getting my whole set of Topps together. And then in 89, this is like the same thing. And I think it's really cool that, there's not a lot of monetary, there is monetary possibilities, but there's not really a huge monetary risk involved of like, I either hit this rookie card or I don't get anything. There's just not that.
Do you think there's going to
be
like some commerce going down? You think people are going to start trying to sell individual stickers?
I thought of it. I thought of like
I'm
putting
like
all my dupes up there.
in the shop?
In the shop. Like we basically put it as a trade event.
Well, if we're going by our trade
there's
night
a guy-
rules,
there's
we
a-
do
there's
not
a-
allow this.
There's a guy buying a hardcover as we speak.
There you go.
now. So it's happening, and we're not. It hasn't even started yet.
I have been
Well,
seeing.
then we also have the Panini truck coming.
Yes. Yep,
That
16th.
is the 16th.
Yeah, June 16th. I'm really
Tons of
gonna be
people
really-
have already, according to Panini, tons of people have already RSVP'd.
Make your own sticker, which seems like an awesome thing.
Oh, so you need that sticker to be put
well,
in your,
do.
yeah,
There's
but
a
it's
space.
yourself.
There is?
That's what I'm saying. There is a space in there
Yes.
for your own sticker. So
Yes.
if you want to be a completist, you have to get your sticker made.
Yeah, yeah, and
Which
there's
I
gonna
believe
be-
you can do online too. Like if you can't, we're in the Santa Clara Bay Area, so feel free to travel out. And this is going to be a really cool event on June 16th. But, if you don't have a shop around, I think you can go on to PaniniAmerica.net and get one ordered. I don't know how much it costs, but you can get one ordered to make it to And that'd be cool. Like, I don't want a picture of myself in there. Like, it'd be cool if like it's a kid and it reminds you of what you looked like at that time. And you can put any country you want on it. Like, so if you're a fan of Canada or, Uzbekistan or, Holland or Norway, you can get one of those logos on there.
Yeah. And there will be a match at Levi Stadium that night, Austria versus Jordan.
At 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Yes.
How did they get around? This is
I know, that's what I don't understand.
This is
What's up? Midnight on the East Coast.
Right, midnight on the East Coast. Now,
For the start of the pitch.
No, I guess like in Europe though, it's like it's the morning. So it's like, cool. I think in some European countries. But also, how'd they get around the curfew?
The old people that complain that in my neighborhood? Yeah, I don't know.
FIFA comes, it's one of those, and look.
45-minute halves, right? So it's an hour and a half. So it starts at 9, that puts it at 10:30. You add a half an hour for
it's gonna end before
halftime
midnight.
And pregame events. It's gonna end at 11. You better believe the fine residents of Santa Clara are not going to allow it to go 1 minute over.
That said, it feels very like this is like beyond a Super Bowl level event. But I just think of when the Super Bowl came here the first time, there was a lot of hubbub. You guys might remember this, of the soccer fields that get used right behind the 49ers practice facility.
Oh, that's where they're playing the World Cup.
And they were big. Yeah, right. And there was this big hubbub about like, They promised they're not touching those fields. The NFL cannot touch those fields. And what happened? I remember I went and the NFL touched those fields and they put all their tents and all their employees on that field. And they're like, we're not listening to you. We're the NFL. So I'm sure FIFA's the same way. They're like, you put a big tarp over that Levi's logo. We're FIFA.
They
had to cover up Levi's logo.
What's up with that? Like,
so unless you are
did Levi not come in with the large check to be like, we'd like to be a sponsor?
Unless you are an approved World Cup sponsor.
Is it like that for every stadium?
Unless you are an approved
It will
World
not say
Cup sponsor.
SoFi. It's called Los Angeles Stadium right now.
Yep. They're
This
very,
is called San Francisco Bay Area
You
Stadium.
would think, I don't know how much it is to advertise
Probably
with the World
billions.
Cup.
Billions.
A lot of money.
Probably way above my pay grade, but you would think SoFi would be like,
They would have figured it out.
we'll cut the check.
But it's worldwide, right? So it's like, these sponsors, they're probably like, this is where like this is going to make so much money and why the advertising
People
so heavy
not
right
wear
now.
Levi's in Europe?
Because like Mexico is probably getting a brand to sponsor their channels. England's having a brand sponsor their channels. America's having brand sponsor their channel.
Yeah.
There's just all this
Every
advertising
single
money going
So
everywhere.
what is the stadium called?
The San Francisco Bay Area Stadium?
Yes.
That is what it's called?
Yes.
San Francisco Bay Area Stadium.
And the only places that have their normal stadiums
got a good ring to it. It rolls right off the tongue.
are stadiums that are not named after that don't have branding. So like BC Place, Vancouver it's the same name because they don't have branding.
So MetLife, I'm assuming, is not MetLife.
I mean,
No, I
I'm
think it's
looking
New York Stadium.
New York Stadium.
I'm looking at the schedule right now,
Jersey?
and it's Toronto Stadium, LA Stadium, New York, New Jersey Stadium, San Francisco Bay Area Stadium, Philadelphia, Houston, Dallas stadiums.
So there's none.
None.
No.
None.
Interesting.
None. Because
Well, maybe they can just keep it. I don't. Sorry, Levi.
I know we don't have Levi South either, so we got screwed twice, the Niners. So we have Levi North, Levi South, and they're both in the World Cup, and it's not happening. So
It doesn't. What you're talking about football doesn't even matter.
no. Well, no, we're talking about the real football.
But but if you're talking about like football,
American
football, it doesn't matter. It's over for every 31 teams are done.
we talked about that.
We already talked about that.
Yeah,
you
you
did
threw out the
old
first
news.
pitch at the Dodger game. Whatever.
You guys really cut that up, and again, people get angry.
Well, you know what? You had a lot of supporters on TikTok. A lot of supporters on TikTok.
Well, I've always said
They were
my
like, "That's
favorite-
right, Dan. Speak your truth."
I've always said my favorite platform is my fine friends at TikTok.
Well, I made a prediction on there. I mean, I don't know. Nobody commented. We did get a lot of comments on the Instagram post of that version, but I was like, the Rams are going 5-12. They're going to beat the Cardinals twice. They're going to beat the Seahawks twice and the Raiders once. So it's going to be a 5-12 season.
No,
That's it.
no.
Yeah, beat the Seahawks twice. They're scrubs. The Cardinals twice, easy. And then the Raiders are rebuilding. That's it. All the rest are L's.
Seahawks
All the
are
rest.
tough.
Nah.
They're the defending champs.
Seahawks are tough.
I mean,
They're the defending champs.
I did not say that as a biased Niner. I just threw the Raiders in there because I didn't want to look at the rest of the schedule. But like, I knew they were playing the Raiders because we're playing the Raiders. So I just threw that out there for
You guys are playing the
Shits
Raiders.
and
You
gigs.
guys are playing the Raiders at what's the place called again?
San Francisco Bears.
San Francisco
Stadium
Bears.
of
Well,
Santa Clara?
no, that's in Mexico, isn't it?
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
We're playing the Vikings in Mexico.
San Francisco
right.
Bay
I think I was thinking of it a couple years ago.
Stadium of Santa Clara County.
Yep.
I thought for sure they would have the Raiders in Mexico, though. That would make a lot of sense.
They did it a few years ago when it was the first time they met up again.
They're going to have it at Levi, and it's
Levi's.
one. It's going to be a tough ticket to get.
Yes.
Will be.
Two, it's going to be rough, man. It's going to be violent. It's two violent fan bases.
I think Raiders fans might have cooled off a little bit recently. They're like, we've had it tough enough.
No, they
the
got
last few years.
No, they got Kirk Cousins now.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah,
Let me ask you
Kirk
this.
Fernando.
Pertaining to that game, do you think the fine folks at Levi, like whoever brings in the food and the beverages, do you think Four Locos gets
Locos.
They get stocked up for that event?
Gracious.
Do you think the Four Locos make it in there?
It's a dangerous mix.
Probably not, but
Do they
that is like the
serve-
drink of choice for Raiders fans.
Do
right?
they serve Four Locos
I don't
still?
know. Okay, first off, there's no way. There's no stadium is serving Four Locos.
That would be
and I actually
wild.
don't even know. Didn't Four Locos get like
It got
banned?
the recipe got changed.
Yeah,
because it used to be like,
because
what if a
you
Monster
can't-
Energy drink
Yeah,
also
you
had
can't
5 shots of
basically-
vodka?
Yeah, you can't basically take 5 shots of vodka and just add 400 milligrams of caffeine and be like, nothing wrong can happen here.
Yeah, there were a lot of kids when I was back in college. A lot of kids on college campuses having close to heart attacks.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, but what's the difference? I mean, in all honesty,
We were having a Red Bull vodka.
yeah, and you could pay the $48 to get the double shot. So I mean, what's the difference?
It's also packed with sugar. That was the other thing, because it was like, so it's taking this huge, it's like malt liquor plus sugar plus energy.
You can't. There's no bar or place that you can go to order a Four Locos.
Look, if there was a bar around here
You can't do that.
that made essentially a cocktail that tasted like a Four Loco, I'm there. I need that
I
nostalgia.
didn't strike you as a Four Locos guy, Cody.
This was the moment. There was a couple of years before Loco. I was like a freshman in college, and I'm like, it just hit the right moment.
I think back in the day they had something called an AMF, and I think
That was my
The Incredible
I think
Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk.
That was my 20. That was the honorary 21st birthday drink. Was an AMF.
AMF.
Yeah, you were like,
Yeah,
I'll have a couple of beers, and then the
you're
second
alone
spot,
there,
you
but
have an
that
AMF.
essentially is, if I remember correctly, it is a Long Island iced tea, but blue. It's like a blue version. It's like every type of alcohol you can have
Yeah, jungle juice.
Yeah,
with a little bit of carbonation, Sprite or something, and then blue.
yeah, blue.
Four Locos.
Everyone's favorite flavor, blue.
Four Locos, Levi Stadium, Raiders Niners, November 8th.
Make it
do
happen.
Let's do it.
They're serving Jones Soda in Seattle. Why not Four Locos here?
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up. That was another
What kind
brand.
of soda
for
do
the-
they serve at Levi?
I think
it's gotta be-
Pepsi.
gotta be
is
Pepsi.
I think
the
it's
brand.
Pepsi.
It is
Yeah.
Pepsi brand.
Yeah. So you get your Sierra Mist, not your Sprite.
Yeah, they almost changed it.
No, it's not Sierra Mist anymore.
Starry.
Starry.
Yeah, whatever. It's not Sprite though.
It's well, that's and God, I'm just showing you how fat I am. When you go through this drive-through at Taco Bell, you're like, the kids are like, I'll take a Sprite. I'm like, Sprite. They're like Sierra Mist or Starry. And you're like, yeah. We know what you. We know what you have.
No, you get it all the time where you're just like, oh, I'll take a Coke. They're like, sorry, we have Pepsi.
Is Pepsi
just
okay?
like, you know what I'm gonna say.
No, it's not okay.
But are you still gonna
Pepsi
get
does
it?
suck though.
No.
Pepsi
Here's
does
the
suck
thing.
compared to Coke.
But if I'm at a Pepsi place, I'm like, well, they got Mountain Dew on the menu,
yeah,
so
Dr. Pepper.
That makes it up. Yeah, exactly.
Little
You get some
Dr. P.
Pepper,
I'm not one of those people who have a strong dislike for Pepsi. To me,
It's fine.
Carbonated sugar water pretty much is all the same. It's delicious. Not gonna hate on it.
Not going to hate on it either. Yeah, I don't drink soda too much, even though these days that we have the soda in the store, I have been grabbing a few Diet Cokes over there and some Red Bulls. At
the same
as well. No, not at all.
Double fisting.
Double fisting. One energy drink a day is
Little
fine for me.
DC and a Red Bull.
Yeah, no, not on this body. Back to some World Cup talk. The games are about to start. We're also going to have, like, shortly after that, Prism World Cup's going to come out, which is going to be nuts. We have a little audience here. Maybe we can send some autographs. World Cup stars to watch. Obviously you have your big names being, Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe, and the names everybody knows. But you got some other ones. You have Endrick from Brazil, which I know he's picking up some steam. 19-year-old, the new face of Brazil soccer. Lamine Yamal, everybody knows. Vinny Jr., they call him Vinicius Jr., but Vinny Jr., he's good for Brazil. Brazil's going to have a good squad.
Yeah.
You also have, Pedri, João Neves from Portugal, and a lot of young stars. This is going to be a awesome tournament. It's the time of year where I lock in for games and try to catch up on everything, and just looking forward to it. And the fact that it's here.
Might need a Red Bull if the games don't start until 9 p.m.
Yeah,
seriously.
exactly. I do have to shout out
or Four Locos.
I got a very, very thorough list from our social media team, Amelia, who is one of our resident soccer experts. So I have a lot of information about Endrick that I didn't know about. And 19 years old, 7 goals in 37 appearances in Real Madrid, then 5 in 16 games with Lyon FC. But Brazil kind of like faded out early in the last tournament. So him and Vinny Jr. are going to need a big run. Brazil going to be one of the favorites, as they always are. Vinny Jr. kind of also had a little bit of a downturn the last couple of years. Nice uptick this season. Seems like he's back in action. But I'd be remiss. She was adamant. She's like, mention this guy as a super dark horse, deep cut. Rio Nomoa from England.
I saw the name. I didn't try to say it.
17 years old, so he's among the youngest. All the attention's going to be on Yamal. Oh, my gosh, he's 18. He's in the World Cup. He's the star of the show, which rightfully so. Like,
Wasn't he in the World Cup last time?
Yep. As of 15, 16-year-old. Yep.
Right. So, again, now being the star of it.
This guy's kind of old.
I think he's old. Yeah, 17.
Aged out.
Regardless, so this is the next sort of wonderkin guy potentially, but maybe it was like a surprise addition to the team. Part of that is apparently that Thomas Tuchel, the England's manager, who's got a history of like doing sort of unconventional things, taking chances on young players. So it was a big, like, take a chance on this guy. Maybe look at his cards. He's got stuff out there. I think his most expensive card was about, soccer fans are in the know, because his most expensive card is about $5,000 or $6,000. So there's a market here for him, but I'm sure there's still probably some lower end stuff that you can get in on.
I got to ask you guys a question from a common that's not in the know. I'm a common here.
There was a whatnot commercial
Nice.
on that television.
Probably from YouTube.
Yeah.
And they're in our algorithm. They're paying,
exactly.
They're paying to
That's
be in
what
our
it is.
store. So let me ask you guys this. Why do the players from Brazil, are they big fans of the movie Superbad with the one name? Like the McLovin, we've got the Endricks, you got the Vinnies, and there's no last name. Does anybody know the story behind that?
Well, that's got to also be kind of a, like, is it a Portuguese thing too? Because you got Ronaldo, who just goes by, but he's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's Cristiano Ronaldo.
But everybody just knows him as Ronaldo at this
It's same
point. I guess,
thing.
but he's
Like,
not officially a
But there
first
is
name.
a Ronaldo from Brazil.
Right.
There's a Ronaldo.
I don't know.
And there's a Ronaldinho that I just watched a documentary on as well.
I actually don't know the answer to this. You're right.
What about Pele?
Exactly.
Pele.
One name.
Yeah, right.
Maradona? Wait,
Diego Maradona.
Yeah,
That's
but
Argentina.
But I understand, but people don't necessarily refer to him as his full name. You say Maradona,
You do, but I think these guys.
it's funny because like for USA, you don't go, Donovan.
That's what I mean. But if you go to the Brazil,
there's I don't know who that is.
When you're building the set on Brazil, it's one name. All the guys, like there's 20 guys, they're mostly all one name. There might be a few guys that have 2 names, but they're all one name in there.
So here you go. This comes from it's funny. There's actually here you go from just a few days ago.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse fans.
A Fox Sports story about this exact phenomenon. Here this is what it says. The phenomenon is mostly tied to Portuguese and Spanish-speaking countries, particularly in Brazil. In Portuguese culture, naming conventions are exceptionally long, often combining multiple maternal and paternal family names. For example, Pele, born Edson Arantes do Nascimento, remains the most famous one-name soccer star.
Where did they get Pele out of that?
But broadcasting or printing long names on a match sheet often became impractical. To solve this, players just started using nicknames, and that became his nickname.
Jeez, as an announcer yourself, it seemed like they had some power back then, and it's just translated
Well, they
into
still
today.
do. They still do. I will say there's a
good
few
thing is
guys where we say, hey, what do you like? What do you want to be referred to? For example, I'll throw this out. Rod Barajas Jr., if you remember Rod Barajas from back in the big leagues, the former catcher for the Diamondbacks, his son is now in the Giants organization. He was going by Junior Barajas during spring training. So we all thought, okay, Junior Barajas. Great, Junior Barajas. But then week 1, he goes, hey, can you just say, it wasn't like mad or anything, but he's like, just go with my full name. I want to honor my full name. My dad gave me that name. So Rod Barajas Jr. Go with that. I'm like, all right, great. So yeah, they do.
And then the following week, he came back and he's all, I need you to go back to Junior.
I trust. Well, maybe if you went in a slump, absolutely. Can you start saying Junior again? I also remember there was a guy years ago. Do you remember Kendrys Morales of the Angels?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for the first 4 or 5 years of his career, he was Kendry Morales. Then he had a breakout year. He had 30 homers. And then he told all the announcers, by the way, it's Kendrys. It's always been Kendrys. Everyone's forgot the S. I don't know what happened.
Well, I know how that feels. Mojobreak.
Right.
So,
He's like, can you say Kendrys? It's never just been Kendry. He probably started hearing his name on SportsCenter more and was like, wait a minute, they're all saying my name wrong. So anyway, yeah.
Well, I'm Portuguese. I guess I'm just going to go by Anderson.
Yeah.
But it's just Brazil, though. If you look at the Portugal World Cup roster, it's like Diego Costa. It's Raul Neves.
It's definitely most prominent in Brazil. Spain has a few.
They had some of those guys back in the day that only had one name.
Yeah. Pedri. I mean, we just mentioned him from Spain.
That's true.
So there's a few in Spain, but yeah, it is Brazil, Ronaldinho, Ronaldo, Kaká. These are all, they're all Brazilian stars.
And let us know who you guys are collecting from the sticker set. But I wanted to move on. I've got kind of a hot take, and I think I'm going to get flamed for this hot take. Maybe I won't. Okay. Watched a vintage baseball movie. I guess it's considered vintage baseball with the kids yesterday. And I realized that Rookie of the Year is better than The Sandlot. So
I agree.
Way better flick.
I agree. It's got one of the greatest lines in it ever.
The funky butt loving.
Funky butt loving.
As someone who is, I don't dislike The Sandlot. I like The Sandlot. But I've always kind of thought, especially our generation sees it as this untouchable masterpiece.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It's fine. It's a fun movie.
Rookie of the Year.
I kind of agree. I agree with this take.
I mean, Daniel Stern. Hilarious.
Incredible. I forgot.
Hilarious.
I probably hadn't seen this because it's number 3 on Netflix Kids for whatever reason. It's got this little, nostalgic, rewatchability right now. And it says it's also leaving soon. So my kids were looking for something to watch. I'm like, you guys got to watch this. I was like, I kind of vaguely remember it. I know the concept of the arm, being he throws the ball over 100 miles an hour as a kid and he gets onto the Cubs. And just the comedic Daniel Stern with the seeds in the mouth, getting locked in rooms and just dumb comedy was amazing.
Gary Busey.
Yes.
His name is Chet something.
Chet Rockman or something.
Yeah.
You want to know something crazy? I was like, man, Daniel Stern in his prime. Guess who was the director for this movie?
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern.
Oh, wow.
Wow, it is directorial debut. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that.
Was that after Home Alone?
After Home Alone.
Okay.
So
I told my kids, that's the guy from Home Alone. And they're like, which one? I'm all the Robert. And they're like, oh, because, hairstyle's a little different.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the mullet chops.
That's the narrator from the Wonder Years.
Yeah. I forgot about that too. There's also Barry Bonds makes an appearance in the movie.
Barry Bonds is in there. Yeah.
So is Ken Griffey Jr., I think?
No, that's another movie.
That's
That's
Little Big League. Yeah.
Where the kid's on he's the owner of the Pirates.
Yes. That's instead of what if the kid played, it's what if the kid
inherited a team.
Right. Both fun scenarios. I think playing a little more of a fun scenario.
Not a kid movie, but if we're talking about baseball movies, the first Major League.
Yeah.
It's great.
Is amazing.
It's classic. Absolutely.
Well, I like how the Rookie of the Year really blends. Sandlot's great and has a little bit baseball undertones, especially at the end with the Dodgers and stuff like that. But this, you see the Expos, you see the Giants, you see Wrigley Field, it's just it just feels more to baseball than the Sandlot did. And
I think too, though, the Sandlot tapped into, and I think why it took off with that generation in the 90s is it was probably the parents of the kids are like, oh, this reminds me of when I played baseball. Because it was the 60s is when that takes place, late 50s, early 60s.
You had all those I'm not gonna maybe could have been Disney movies, like similar, like the family friendly baseball movies.
Angels in the Outfield.
Angels in the Outfield.
Sure.
You
Or
had
even
Little Big League,
and even like the sports
you had
movies, Mighty Ducks,
you had
and
Rookie
all
of the
those,
Year.
yeah.
You had Mighty Ducks, Little Giants. I feel like there was a lot of those type of family friendly sports movies that came out around the same time.
There was.
There was. And I just watched it last night and the kids stayed up till like, they don't have school. They stayed up till like 10:45 to watch it.
Nice.
And they liked it. They were laughing. They said it was better than The Sandlot. And I was like, my wife, we probably have watched The Sandlot like 15 times with them, but we have not yet watched Rookie of the Year. And I'm like, this is an underrated flick. And then I think that the guy went on to do American Pie, correct?
Thomas Ian Nicholas. I was about to say, it's funny because the other day
he's in a band. He does.
Yeah.
He's big into music.
I was into the movie he did after. I really loved A Kid in King Arthur's Court, where he also is playing baseball and gets transported into medieval times. My son's really into Sword in the Stone right now, and then he got recommended that and went, "Oh my gosh, I haven't watched this movie in years. I wore this VHS out. I loved this movie." So yeah, and he went and did American Pie like a few years later.
Okay, so he was with Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, and Pedro Guerrero were the 3 MLB stars that were in Rookie of the Year.
Pedro Guerrero.
Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla was probably a package deal at the time, being on the Pirates.
Pedro Guerrero was probably on the Cardinals at that point, but I also believe he was a Dodger.
He might have been on the Expos on that one.
Oh, yeah. I believe he might have been on the Expos too.
Because when they first started, it was the Cubs playing the Expos in the beginning of the movie. So,
and the announcer is John Candy, right?
Yes. Yes. The great John Candy.
The late great John Candy.
And then the manager from the Cubs would say, and I didn't pick up on this as a kid, because the kid's name in the movie is Rowan Gardner.
Rowan Gardner.
So it would be like, Rowan Tussin, or he'd be like, Rowan Blobbin. And like every time he would say his name, it would be wrong every time. And it's just like little comedy like that was probably Daniel Stern that like put that in there. You know?
It's amazing. We need to bring back more sports movies with active athletes. I don't think we have enough. And Happy Gilmore too kind of scratched that itch.
Yeah.
You had, again, Little Giants that had Ed O'Neill and Rick Moranis, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
That also had like a bunch of current NFL. I think it had like Emmett Smith was in it. I think Bruce Smith was in it. Had tons of current players.
Yeah. I don't feel like there's as many out there anymore. Like I said, Happy Gilmore last year did that. Every golfer was in it. It felt like.
But they don't make.
Just don't make sports.
They don't make
anymore.
kids sports movies.
No.
They tried with the GOAT. I mean, it was okay.
I liked GOAT. GOAT was fun.
It was okay.
Steph Curry was a voice in it.
He was
so there you go.
he was the.
But that was animated.
It was animated.
I'm talking about like actual
live
live
action.
action movie.
I
Maybe
think-
Space Jam 2 just killed it for everything.
Yeah, Space Jam 2 was rough. And I was so sure. I'm like, oh, LeBron James, he's a better actor than Michael Jordan. This will be better, right? No, much worse. So much worse.
Well, we mentioned this at the top of the show. We've got, we're knee deep in the NBA Finals. And actually, before we go into that, I do want to tell you guys about Series 2 code. So I forgot to mention that at the top of the show because I was talking about eBay Live. But we have Series 2 baseball going off at Mojobreak.com. If you guys use code Series 2, Series, and then the number 2, 10% off all of those baseball breaks over at Mojobreak.com. Only 50 total coupons. So if you're hanging on this late in the podcast, you're going to benefit. So use that code. But I wanted to get into this Wemby talk and then also talk about the Stanley Cup Finals. Man, I think Wemby saved people a lot of money last night because the difference between 3-0 to 2-1 is a big difference in the legacy of his prices right now. And it was a gritty game. I mean, it seemed like I was talking to Dan earlier off air, and it seemed like the Spurs really had to grind out and physically win this game. They didn't look as good as the Knicks. I think the Knicks looked better, but it was just a gritty game that the Spurs had to play to get this to 2-1 and made it a series because 3-0 is like, oh, the roof is falling, Wemby. Now it's like, well, now we got a series.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked like he stepped up. He looked the part of he knew how important it was. Great game, incredible environment. Can't wait to watch game 4. I hope it's going to be a good series. I was kind of bummed it was going to be like a sweep. So I'm glad it's not.
I get it's New York, it's Madison Square Garden, but I feel like they made so much about Celebrity Row.
They did.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there was the game.
It was a wild Celebrity Row. Let's be honest.
But there's the game, which is the most important thing that everybody should be focusing on. But the fact that it's just celebrity row, celebrity
Chalamet,
row, like Larry David, like I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Another one.
And you just, I was like, it's kind of taken away from the game.
I will say, I was saying this. I think the New York celebrity row more entertaining than the LA celebrity row. Other than like Jack Nicholson, obviously he's a mainstay. But like, I'll take Knicks celebrity row over Lakers celebrity
Why
row.
is Madison Square Garden known as the mecca of basketball arenas? Why?
I think it's one of the oldest at this point, if not
So it's got
oldest.
like that Wrigley Field kind of vibe.
Yeah, and I think New York in general seen as the mecca of basketball, street basketball, where it really takes off and becomes something totally different than what there was a flair and a style that was taken into the NBA years later, Rucker Park, all that, all that legendary stuff.
When I think of basketball, and I'm a West Coast basketball fan, so obviously you can flame me all you want. I'm maybe a little bit biased. When I think of basketball at its peak, I think of the Celtics on that side of town.
The Celtics and the Lakers.
I think the Lakers would be obviously more West Coast biased, but Bill Russell won 10 championships.
You don't think of the Bulls?
You got the Bulls too, but I think legacy. I mean, the Celtics have done it again and again throughout decades, and you got granted there wasn't as many NBA teams when Russell was doing this, but Russell has 10 rings.
I mean,
they were beating the Lakers.
I do agree with Doug. I think of like if you want to basically call this like the mecca of basketball, I would say Boston Garden. Like I know it's not called Boston
TD Garden
it's called
now?
TD Garden, but it's forever. I mean, just the look of the floor. Like the way it looks.
Madison Square Garden is currently the oldest active NBA arena by about 22 by 22 years, 1968, and then the next oldest is the Target Center in Minnesota. If you can believe that, 1990.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So where the Celtics championships were being won is not where it's at.
No, it was not. Well, it's the Garden, but it's not the Garden. It's like same thing. Like the Forum's not around anymore.
Garden.
Or the Forum's around, but it's not.
It's there.
They're not playing basketball.
There. It's in the parking lot.
Are they going to tear it down? By the way,
No,
because
it's a music venue. They actually revamped it, and it's a music venue.
Even though it's literally in the same parking lot as Intuit Dome, right?
No, it's in the same parking lot as SoFi.
Oh, right. But Intuit Dome's not far away.
It's right by the Uber pickup and drop off.
Sure. But Intuit Dome is like across, isn't it close?
Intuit is
I've never been in that area.
Across. So so Intuit Dome is right on the main street.
Okay.
SoFi is where Hollywood Park used to be. So it's basically across the street and then another 2 blocks.
Okay.
in.
So it's kind of crazy.
I would say
to have.
if you were to leave SoFi and walk to Intuit Dome, 15-minute walk from door to door.
Okay.
Maybe 20 minutes.
Still feels crazy to have 2 major venues that close to each other.
The Forum is in the parking lot of SoFi.
I guess props to whoever made the Madison Square Garden. They had the foresight that this is going to still last.
Yeah.
Right. They built it within the NBA expansion in mind, like the global expansion.
Now, I'm assuming there's been massive amounts of upgrades.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Because it's at a point now where it will never go away. It's just too much of a legacy. And then on top of all of like obviously the Knicks and the Rangers, and then you've got like
about Roracle.
Like Muhammad Ali fought there, like there's so much legacy in that spot that I just can't imagine it would ever go away.
Yeah.
And they also built Barclays.
It's
so
also-
like there is a new arena if you really want to go to a new arena.
It's also kind of the mecca of like comedy. Seems like when
you sell out MSG, you've made
Madison
it.
Square Garden, like you made it.
Yeah, because Andrew Dice Clay, it was big news when he's playing the guard. He's playing the guard.
I think it was Andrew Dice Clay. I'm throwing darts here. Andrew Dice Clay, I think, was the first comedian to ever sell out Madison Square Garden. I do believe the second was Dane Cook.
That's crazy.
That is wild. Here, you know what? Look at this. I just found it.
And I know Kevin Hart has probably done it.
Yeah, Andrew Dice
Dave
Clay.
Chappelle.
Andrew Dice Clay was the first, and then it took 16 years. And Dane Cook.
Wow.
Jeez,
Good
that's
call.
off the dome.
Then it's quite a run. Then you get Chris Rock, Eddie Izzard, Kevin Hart, Aziz Ansari, and Russell Peters, Louis
Wow.
C.K., Kevin Hart again, Gabriel Iglesias, Bill Burr, Jim Gaffigan, Louis C.K. again, Amy Schumer, the Impractical Jokers, Bill Burr again,
Jeez.
Sebastian Maniscalco, Trevor Noah, Joe Rogan, Sebastian Maniscalco again, John Mulaney. List goes on. Now it's become a little more common to get Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. The Dice and then Dane Cook.
That's crazy.
That is wild. A 16-year gap is crazy.
That's nuts. Yeah, there was.
I mean, was comedy just, did it lose popularity?
I mean, who in between that era could have went in there?
I just don't think it was viewed
George
as like.
Lopez?
Robin Williams.
George Lopez?
I don't think it was viewed as like a stadium thing. Like Andrew Dice Clay brought like a different vibe to comedy, where it was like a big raucous crowd,
And people would chant some of the songs,
Yeah.
and it was like almost like a comedy singing event.
And even though Dane Cook comedically not really the same as Andrew Dice Clay, like the sort of raucous energy is very similar.
I mean,
and his whole like the
sense
center
of fame,
yeah.
His
His whole stage setup too.
he was one of those comedians that I feel like overnight
yes.
just completely blew up.
Blew up.
It went from being like, I mean, probably playing like the Comedy Store type of places to playing Madison Square Garden in the span of probably a year.
Yep. And he was kind of finally one of those comedians that like the ladies liked, right? He had Dice Clay. I'm sure there was a few of them, but it was mostly like, it's a dude, like
macho,
it's
very macho.
Yeah.
Don't know if the demographic was the ladies with the dice.
No.
No, definitely not.
No, but with the Dane Cook, it was. You could start seeing some more, younger females.
I also feel that like Dane Cook's demographic was just a younger comedy fan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it feels like that was like when he was popular, it was like 18 to like 26.
Speaking of the Garden, we've got Wemby back at the Garden as we listen to this tomorrow, right? Yes, because we got the Stanley Cup Finals tonight. The game 4 in Madison Square Garden tomorrow. I wanted to kind of point out something that I've been saying, and I think Dan was echoing here. If we bring up this graph of this Wemby silver, this is what I tell people when they're like, well, if he wins the finals, it's going to go up. Look at this. It peaked June 1st, June 2nd, and you could see that peak already like starting to form right after the last series, May 30th. So it's, obviously the losses have caused it to go down a little bit, but like, you're almost too late if you're buying his cards or any player's cards when that championship is happening. You're too late. People,
We were talking about it leading into the finals. I feel like we've talked about Wemby a lot in like the last month.
He's the guy.
The finals victory and MVP was already baked in. Like it was already baked in.
it was. And I mean, it's still incredible that a current price of a PSA 10 silver 2023 Prism with black curtains is at $3,000.
Because if he wins, which I still believe the Spurs are going to win the championship, and I do believe that he's going to be the MVP. But if you look at that graph, it's the peak. What was that peak?
June 1st, June 2nd.
June 1st.
Or June 3rd, excuse me.
And those are only a couple sales afterwards. So you could really see the biggest jump from May 28th to May 30th.
But if I buy right now and he does win MVP and the finals, do you think it gets back up to that peak? I doubt it does.
I doubt it does, because you're going to have a lot more inventory purchasing available, because there is, once it happens, all these guys that have been holding are going to all put up their stuff. So now there's 5,000 of these type of cards that are up there to buy, that you're competing against all of these. Whereas right now there's a lot of people holding. So that's why I think it's peaked.
I think if you are on the fence and you're thinking about, oh, do I buy? Do I sell? I think you sell right now.
Yeah.
And if you're a believer in Wemby, give it 2 to 3 months after the finals, and
it cools down.
It's going to cool down. Now, is it going to go back to where it was at the beginning of the year? No, but it won't be even close to what you're looking at in the last 3 months.
I still think a Defensive Player of the Year and an MVP combo next year vaults it I think there's still the potential that it can get bigger. I really do. He's got to win those awards. He's got to keep it going.
I think I was having a conversation with Doug earlier. I think the Spurs needed to get one win, put that doubt in the Knicks' head, because they had gone 13 games in a row in the playoffs
confident
without losing. Yeah. I think they were just running on just pure confidence at this point. Like, we can't be knocked off.
And frankly, the first two games,
you get that one win. I actually think the Spurs are going to blow them out by 20 next game.
It's hard because you look at the two teams now that you've been watching the series for 3 games, like myself, and you're like, you've got experience on the Knicks. You've got Towns has been in the league for 10 years. You've got Brunson in the league for 8 years. You got freaking Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench. I think he's played for 20 years.
Yeah,
Josh Hart. Landry Shamet.
You got all this experience, and then you have the raw talent ability without experience on the other side with Castle, Harper, Wemby. Yeah, of course, like Vassell's there, and they've got, what's the center that comes in? Cornette. Mm-hmm. He's got experience.
Darren Fox is a vet.
It's not Champagne. It's
Champagne.
Yeah. So you've got the raw ability that's better is on the Spurs, but the experience level in bigger games and knowing their teammates is on the Knicks side.
Oh man, there's a secret weapon over there in San Antonio. I don't know if you saw him on the bench talking about championship experience.
HB?
Harrison Barnes. Is that you want a guy
doing his thing.
You want a guy who's been there.
How many rings is he gonna have if he wins another one here?
14.
Did he win with somebody else?
I
besides
thought there
the
was
Warriors?
one he won without the Warriors.
I think he did win one with the Warriors, just hanging out.
I could be completely.
He does look like the grizzled vet, though, for sure, and he's kind of got a baby face, but he's the grizzled
Harry
vet.
Barnes.
No, this would be his third.
Yeah, he got 2, I think, with us and left, right?
He got 2. No, I'm sorry, he only got 1.
Okay,
because he left after the 15-16 season.
Isn't he the reason why we lost one?
The
reason why he's not.
Draymond got suspended. There's
a reason why he's not out there playing in clutch games.
I mean, he was in Dallas for 2 years. He was in SAC.
So he went to
a long time in SAC.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He was on
6
that.
years
He was on that
SAC.
Dallas team that went to one, right? With Luka?
No. He left in 2019.
Yeah, he left. He was there for his rookie year, and that was it.
Yeah.
Was he on the Kings?
SAC. Yes.
For a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Some would say the greatest king ever to do it.
Well, some might say that.
Some might. Let me get Alex.
It goes Chris Webber and Harrison Barnes. That's it.
Chris Webber, Mike Bibby, Vlade Divac, and Harrison
Barnes. That's a Mount Rushmore.
Speaking of we're going all over the place, but this is the women's college softball World Series just ended with a win from the Texas Longhorns, but they were playing Texas Tech in the best of 3. And our boy, Jason Williams, his daughter is the best player on Texas Tech.
Yes.
She's smashing home runs. Jason Williams is just fanboying out, throwing waving the towel. And I kind of wanted them to win for the sake of Jason Williams. But yeah, his daughter, Mia, is an absolute baller.
Was he making an appearance there?
Yeah, he was. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, they didn't probably pay him enough. But could only use 30-second clips.
If he had to talk into a microphone, it goes up dramatically.
Yeah, right. It goes up dramatically, according to his agent there. But it was kind of cool to see. We brought up the Sacramento talk, and he's obviously a Sacramento legend in Jason Williams.
Also, chocolate. one of the greatest kings ever.
Absolutely,
to do it,
greatest king to ever do it. Yeah, 100%. So. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And then on the other side with hockey, I mean, we've got another just crazy series. And as we mentioned earlier in the show, we're on eBay Live. Actually, right now as we're filming this, we're doing hockey breaks of extended series ingrained. So head on over to eBay Live and bookmark those shows. We're just looking at some of the graphs or looking at some of the players that would most benefit from a Stanley Cup. There's too many dang cups going on. Stanley Cup final. And I think it's got to be Mitch Marner. I think Mitch Marner is the player that is out there on both between the Hurricanes and the Vegas Knights that has the most kind of gain in the card market. And Cody has a pristine 10 sale of a Young Guns for Mitch Marner.
Yeah, last sold $791.05. That's the highest sale since 2022. Not quite the highest. There's just a few that went over 1,000 in 2021 and around then, but Still, clearly.
So close to a black label.
Yeah, very, very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, he's probably the one who stood to benefit the most. It's tough with Vegas because it's a team made up of vets, of guys who made it with other team, who started out with other teams. So there's not a lot of guys there that you're like, this is the guy to build around, who's been the star here for years and years. But yeah, Marner's the one who stands to benefit the most. I'm not happy about.
How
the
about
Knights
Tomas
being
Hertl?
I don't.
I look, his market is just not there.
We talk
$100
about this. I don't know. Being a Sharks fan, I get it, but why would you root against the Vegas Golden Knights?
Because they need to wait their turn.
When we have the greatness.
I've been sitting here for almost 40 years with nothing.
You have
wait your turn.
But don't you want to be happy for Tomas Hertl?
No, absolutely not. I don't want to be happy for him. Maybe like a little.
Honestly, I mean, it's the closest thing we're probably going to get to a Stanley Cup. Minus,
Can't do it.
Granted, we're on the right path, but I like to see the former Sharks players
just not there.
I don't care where.
I don't want to see it there.
And
because it's three Stanley Cup appearances in 9 years.
But we're crying. And what if you're a Maple Leafs fan?
Right.
You know? I mean, that's.
And you're watching Mitch Marner do what he's. This is also what I'm saying. Is this just like Jack Eichel starting Buffalo,
Well, I
right?
mean, you look at it and go, okay, maybe the Maple Leafs organization was holding back Mitch Marner. You could also say the same thing. Maybe the Sharks organization was holding back Tomas Hertl.
I'm just saying, you've got Eichel, you've got Marner, you've got Hurl. You got three big fixtures on this team. You've got the Buffalo fan base that's watching and going, oh, God, we're going to watch this guy win its cup here. You're going to watch the Maple Leafs fan base and the Sharks fan base. These are three of the most tortured fan bases in all of hockey. But and they're all going to watch their guys win it in Vegas.
Hertl was a fan favorite. He wasn't just a player that showed up and was on the Sharks for a couple of years. He was like a fan favorite of that team. So why would you not want to see him win?
A little part.
You want to see.
I just don't want to see the Knights win again.
They are.
I don't want to see
They
it.
just won in 2023.
They are again, Sharks fan, but they are, in my opinion, a more likable team than the Carolina Hurricanes.
No,
Carolina won in 2006, by the way. So
it's been 20 years.
20 years for them. So I'm just reading this right. This is probably a dumb question, but so the Florida Panthers, did they go to 3 straight finals because they lost to the Vegas Knights that year? Or did they go 23, 24, and 25?
No,
they won 2 back-to-back.
Yeah, no, they went to
3.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's something that's not even like if that
Lightning did that as well.
If that was a football team, we would still be talking about it. Like that's the incredible thing about what the Florida Panthers.
We talk about I feel like we talk about the Bills run constantly.
Well, the Bills 4 straight, but they lost 4 straight. But like the Chiefs, obviously every other year or consecutive years getting into the Super Bowl and Patrick Mahomes winning some, which I don't really remember those ones, but he did win some.
Yeah,
he won
sorry,
3.
the Lightning went to back-to-back and won back-to-back in 19, 20, 2021, so not 3 in a row. Panthers did 3 in a row and won back-to-back.
They went to 3 in a row and they won 2 out of the 3.
The last 2 of those, yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So we're going to have somebody that's not the Lightning or the Panthers win this year. So we'll see. I hated that game ended in an own goal after that extravaganza, but we'll see what happens tonight.
That was rough. That was a tough way to end that game, but
commercials on again.
Yeah.
Another whatnot commercial? The big W.
The big
in the shop.
What is happening?
I'd like to take time to go check out our Whatnot feed over on Whatnot. We're doing some of the best releases like Bowman's Best, Topps Definitive over on the Whatnots.
It's a giant QR code.
Well, they're going to know where to find. Look, they can just go over to Mojobreak when they're in there. So they're going to know where to find us.
And I know this podcast has gone pretty long today because we have a lot to talk about. But I wanted to just briefly touch on some VeeFriends, which is releasing tomorrow. Topps Chrome VeeFriends, second installment of VeeFriends from 2025 edition. Now we have the 2026, and they've posted around some celebrity signers like Mr. Beast, Livy Dunn, Jake Paul, and I think there's definitely going to be some new and exciting chases. I know Gary has this wine glass that has different colors. That's like a new addition this year. I believe the Erupt, which is the Kaboom design, has the very, 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 very lucky Black Cat this year, which it didn't have last year. And I think there's a $100,000 bounty on that card.
Wow.
That Gary's willing to pay for that card. And it's the Erupt last year had I don't want to speak out of not knowing knowledge because I did open a lot of that last year, but you didn't use all the characters in the Erupt. A lot of your favorites are coming back. And it's going to be interesting to see if this continues to progress and build his loyal fan base because VeeFriends, we do VeeFriends, but I feel like you have to be a VeeFriends breaker to break VeeFriends. Like you have to literally only do that and maybe something else, right? Like they have such a devout community that really supports the brand and buys all the shirts. I know for me, I've got the Decisive Duck 555 shirt. I've got a couple Decisive Duck cards. I've got the robot shirt as well. And, I dabble into some VeeFriends. But do we think that this will continue to, be as hyped and as collectible as the prior year?
I'm very curious to see the market this year because I think there was obviously the fun of this is something totally new, totally different, very unique. I thought the designs looked great. I thought the SPs, I think some of the bigger things in this is that the SP chases I think are legitimately very cool. The designs look great. The Erupt designs, getting the original artists who did Kabooms last year. I don't know if they're doing it this year, but I thought that was such an awesome value add last year. And this is coming from someone who was a massive skeptic of this product.
I remember.
Oh, yeah.
You had some choice words.
I did.
On the drawings, though, on the series one.
Oh, yeah, right. Now that it's fully fleshed out and you're I can kind of see the vision.
Now you're a fan.
He went from storyboarding to full-on fledged.
He provided a proof of concept as a product.
My thing is that as long as it keeps on being innovated every year, at some point I feel like it has to go similar to what Pokemon does. They release products, but maybe they pull certain characters out.
Yes.
To make,
and he's introducing new ones.
Yeah. So I think you gotta kind of retire some characters and add new ones and keep it fresh. And then you just keep it fresh, obviously, with the new content, the new signers, the new parallels and inserts and stuff like that. I think you can make it work. I'm just curious. I'm curious if you do this set every single year. In year 5, year 6, year 7, is it still super popular and collectible?
Which is funny because that's the idea. That's I feel like the thing we talk about with Disney stuff.
Yeah,
but at least Disney has over 100 years of legacy behind it, and some of the most popular characters in media.
And we said it again, and Disney Chrome is coming out, I believe, next week, and they didn't just recycle what they did the previous year.
Right.
There's a whole new crop of subjects, and they went towards some of the television aspect of Disney. Yep. So I think if you keep on innovating it and just not rinse and repeat and do the same thing every year with these IPs, I think you can keep on building that momentum.
And these cards do spread positivity. Each one of these characters really has a positive message that it's really purveying to. If a kid's involved or, if you want this to be your mantra in life, there's a lot of just positivity being spread by it, which I love. And I'm actually anxious to rip a box. Hopefully they're not all spoken for. So I want to rip one, but
these were they were hot around here in the offices last year. If you remember that, it was one of the first times I remember. I mean, almost every employee was like, I'll give it a shot. Why not? And it was fun. We all had a good time with it.
We can end off on this Shea Gilgeous Alexander logo, man, which it hasn't been pulled yet, right? It's just more of a hypothetical.
It's the redemption that got pulled, and it sold for over $1 million. The redemption card itself sold for over $1 million, which again, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Where was it sold on?
I'd have to double check, but yeah, I saw it thrown around everywhere that the SGA got sold. Let me double check exactly where that got sold.
I bet I know.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, it sold for one. Well, it's on the on Golden. It was sold on Golden. Sold on Golden. $1,061,400.
I was about to give standing O, but no.
So yeah, just a shade under $1.1 million. Which again, we kind of talked about I think I'm almost more interested to know what's the first version of this card that doesn't sell for $1 million. And I'm not talking the defensive player of the years or the rookies of the year, like the MVP gold logo shield, what is the first one that doesn't reach that mark? Because they're all at that mark right now. The base is this is the lowest one so far, and it's still topped $1 million.
Well, they haven't announced the MVP yet, right?
For NBA, no, they did. Shea.
Is it Shea this
It was
year?
Shea again.
So back to back.
So it'll be a back-to-back one, which you could say, oh, well, now the value is he's a back-to-back MVP. This is the one acknowledging that. So obviously it's $1 million.
I was gonna go. So it's worth. So now there's two of them. Is it worth half?
Or it's worth, or again, is it worth double? I don't know.
Or is it worth double?
Right.
I don't
Hard
know.
to
Flip a
say.
coin.
Right.
I wonder what that conversation was, because we're industry watchers, and we hear all this news and we discuss it on this show every day. And I know most of you guys are casually listening and you don't keep up with everything that happens, but a lot of these big cards from Topps have been on Fanatics Collect to the point where Ken Golden himself made videos about this kind of stuff, saying, hey, Golden has a proven track record on these cards. Like, we need to get a chance to get these cards on Golden. And he's missed out on a lot of them. The Paul Skeens, he's missed out on the Wembanyama. Was it Wembanyama 5.1 million? That wasn't
That was a private sale brokered by Fanatics Collect.
Okay, so Fanatics Collect have been stacking up high number sales of cards from their product. I wonder if he got this call and he just literally got in a private jet and flew out. He's just like, I'm going to take you out to dinner. You're going to be on Golden season 3.
Yeah, I was about to say, check out the next season.
I'm going to have Logan Paul call you. I'm going to call up Barry Bonds is going to give you a private message. Like, I need to get this card in my auction. And props to Ken for making the deal happen.
Yeah, this is it's a huge card. It's the first of its kind, right? Like,
but it was just the redemption.
It's just the redemption. It's not the live card and auto. It's not that.
Why wouldn't somebody redeem it?
I don't know.
Maybe it's not signed yet.
Speaking, I just saw too.
But you gotta figure, like, if the redemption goes for 1.1 million, the live card has to sell for more, right?
And maybe that's the play for somebody that's got just $1 million lying under their couch cushion.
1.1 million just burning a hole in your pocket.
Kind of in the same vein. I don't know if you guys saw just before we went live today. I mean, we're talking a lot about him on the baseball podcast. Munetaka Murakami, his Chrome Black Superfractor auto, just the redemption, just sold for $74,000.
Jeez.
His market's going to be, his Chrome stuff is going to be off the charts insane. Some of the Bowman stuff, I'm sure, is going to be wild. So keep an eye out for Munetaka Murakami. His market is just ridiculous right now.
All right, guys. And that's what we got for you this week on The Hype. We've got some new exciting news. We're going to be doing a new podcast on a new channel very, very soon. So look out for info on that. And it'll be a live format, so you guys can kind of join in and comment on what we're talking about. So look out for news on that, and we'll see you guys next week, which is Disney Chrome Sapphire release week. I will be in New York for that, so details to come on that. We've got the World Cup stuff next week. We've got the World Cup starting this week. A lot to talk about next week, and we'll see you guys next week on The Hype. Peace.